Calling physiotherapists in Carlisle. I need me body mended pronto. Now then, this is completely raw. I've not searched for a physio on here before. So for the purposes of this little video, we're just going to see what happens when we have a ratch about on the web for a physio to mend my aging bones. So basically what this is all about is whether SEO for a Carlisle business is worthwhile, and obviously I'm going to say yes it is, but there's a few reasons why it is. There's a huge amount of data that demonstrates the usefulness of thinking through the search engine optimization factors that will affect where you appear in searches for a particular service or a particular keyword that is important within your business. For Carlisle businesses, focusing on a local area makes it much easier to rank, to get in front of the eyeballs that are really important for your marketplace. The simple truth of the matter is that massive proportions of people's buying decisions start to occur with online research, and if your business isn't one of the ones that pops up in front of the person who is searching on your top keywords, then you are missing out. You're basically handing your competitors their business, which is grand if you're a caring, sharing sort of person, but that can interfere with your ability to earn your living. So the organic results down here have a small cluster of map listings, which there's 3, and there's about 10 major entries in the organic results. What's interesting is the physios don't seem to be paying for a lot of ads. There's only these 3 showing up. So that's the first thing. This map for local listings is quite important. If you can get a well optimized listing onto the map, it's almost a shortcut. One of the problems with SEO, with this whole business of search engine optimization, is that it's not really the primary focus of the business owner. My business is SEO and social media marketing. For a physiotherapist to get into the whole business of keywords that drive their online market, to get into the technicalities of where those keywords should be placed and how surprisingly few need to be used now, it's a whole new language, it's a whole new set of technical skills that takes their time away from dealing with the primary focus of the business. Your business is managing and treating people's ailment. It makes sense to let somebody who's got a bit of mileage give you a hand with it. With slightly more specialized tools, we can drill down a little bit deeper into the data behind the keywords that work for a particular marketplace. We're in a better position to ascertain which of those keywords are actually of value. We can find out which ones are actually much more sort of buyer orientated keywords, and it is important to say it's not an exact science. It's very much a matter of experience and mileage, and we can develop a much better picture of the factors that will influence your ability to show up in front of the search engines. We tend to be fairly familiar with analysing the content of existing pages. I've spent time getting used to these little tools, being aware that you've got about 160 characters there to pitch your business within the meta description, being aware that Google absolutely doesn't give a monkeys about the keywords that you list here, unless of course you stuff too many in, and then it begins to sort of look at it as almost a spam thing, and that's certainly not the case with this particular website. But it starts setting up a little signal to Google that says, hang on, why are they stuffing so many keywords in here? How can they be using that one page to be going after all of these terms? There's a relevance issue there. Little details like, are you using the keywords appropriately for both human readers and for the search engine robots in your headings within the page? Appropriate use of the headings H1 and H2 and H3 and so forth, can give you that extra little nudge that lifts you above the other competition. Do the images on your page carry appropriate alt text that matches the content of the picture and the keyword content of the rest of the page? Have you got enough information on there to make it worthwhile for somebody to read? Is the website content popping up in frames that Google sort of doesn't particularly like? Are you given instructions with the robots file as to where they should list and index and where they should not list and index? Sitemaps to sort of lay out the content that you do want found but which the robots may not find by themselves. Where does this website properly belong? Is it a UK English website? Is it a New Zealand English website? Is it a US English website? As we get down here, these factors become less and less critical unless you are up against a very well optimized competitor. For instance, if you're not using Google Analytics or an alternative, how do you know what's going on when people arrive at your website? In a nutshell, there are a lot of different factors. All of these factors have a very, very complex interplay, and surprisingly, even though it tends to be easier to rank locally, sometimes those factors can interplay in an even more complex manner than when you're trying to rank globally or nationally. So I hope I've given you a little bit of a flavour of what the work that I do is about, and the sorts of things that we can address for you so that you can get on with running your business. If you feel that your existing website isn't doing what it was designed to do, it's not being found, it's not being clicked on, or if you haven't yet got a website and you're about to go and see a designer, make sure that you're addressing the issue of search engine optimization. Local SEO for Carlisle businesses and for businesses anywhere is a critical element of your marketing plan. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.